And then he says, all right, here's what I want you to do in the churches. I want you to get the preachers so into themselves that they ain't worrying about preaching the word. They're just worrying about performing. And they're not going to preach the word that's going to make any difference in your life. Don't let them not preach some of it. Let them preach a little of it, but confuse them so they don't know how all the connections take place. Oh, Lord. Because preaching about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego won't be able to get what they need from the spirit into the natural world. So let them hope and let them holler and let them scream and let them trot, because that won't be enough for them to get what they need, because they just don't know that the Bible says in all you're getting, get understanding. Let them have a show and let them have a good time. Let them run around the dome and let them fall out. Just don't let them understand how to operate in this word. If we can keep them away from understanding, then we can keep them cut off from what they really had. We've already been beat up by Jesus. We don't want to go through that no more. So we got to let them have religion. Give me that old time religion. Take me back to the old ship of Zion. Put me back on the rock of ages. Get him to do that. Get him to do that. And I don't mind them having a party once a week, just as long as they can't get nothing. But devil, we have found you.
Hello, this is Pastor Jay with Walk in Truth Radio Podcast with your encouraging word for today. It's inspired by Romans 5:8-10, and it says, "But God shows his love for us, in that while we were still yet sinners, Christ died for us. Since therefore we have now been justified by his blood, much more shall we be saved by him from the wrath of God. For if while we were enemies, we were reconciled to God by the death of his Son, much more, now that we are reconciled, shall we be saved by his life." Amen. Romans 5 tells us the great news from God's perspective, what he has done for us. Paul gives us a practicality of the mystery of salvation. And he tells us in these passages, as much as we may not understand, God died for us. He sent his Son to die for us, that we may be justified, because we couldn't justify ourselves. There's no religious practice. There's nothing we could do. We were condemned. But he sent his Son to justify us, to die on the cross for us, that through believing in that, we have been reconciled, an accounting term, made right with God. The books are level and are clean and are good. Everything adds up. And we get to spend the rest of our life with Christ. Enjoy in his grace and his love. And he did all of that so that we can have a proper relationship with him and worship him in that spirit and truth. Today you should give God some praise. That he would sacrifice so much, and it looks like he's giving back so little. And that no longer are we enemies of God, but we're children of the Most High God. And now he calls us his friend. You know, you need to tell somebody the good news. Somebody needs to hear that there's a God that gave up everything for little to nothing. But we glory in that fact that he died for such a creature like ourselves, deserving his wrath, but through grace and mercy, receiving the abundance of his love personified in his Son and his death. And how much more of life can we have because he lives? This is Pastor Jay with Walk in Truth Radio Podcast. I always want you to be encouraged and be blessed and be at peace. And remember, walk in truth of the Scriptures. Hello, this is Pastor Jay with Walk in Truth Radio Podcast and Senior Pastor of Walk in Truth Christian Fellowship Church. I want to invite all those in the St. Louis metropolitan area to come worship with us every Sunday at 8 a.m. at the Universal Church of Jesus Christ building located at 2301 Wallace Avenue. That's Wallis Avenue, 63114 in Overland, Missouri. Our Dig Deeper Bible studies are held 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. on Tuesdays. Our Rescue Addiction Recovery class is being held at 7 p.m. on Mondays. We want you to come enjoy the love of God, worship with us, and go line by line and verse by verse as we travel through the Bible. We look forward to seeing you, and one of the things you can leave at home is your wallet. We want you to come sit back, enjoy the fellowship, the love, and the great teaching that goes on at Walk in Truth. This is Pastor Jay. I always want you to be encouraged to be blessed, and thank you for considering us as your place of worship. Peace. Hello, this is Pastor Jay with Walk in Truth Radio, and I want to tell you about Anchor Podcasting, the greatest thing to broadcasting, the new horizon. It is podcasting, and we're having a great time over here at Anchor. It's truly the one place where it's a one-stop shop. All you have to do is download the app, and it'll walk you through. It has tools that have background music and funny little noises that you could add into your program. But you know the best of all? You can get paid by sponsors to have their commercials on your Anchor podcast show. That is simply awesome. And the best part, I'm going to tell you a secret. It's free. Yes, it's free. All you have to do is go and download the Anchor app and follow the prompts. And next thing you know, you'll be heard around the world. I think there are about 15 to 17 different platforms that they put you on. Where could you get this awesome opportunity? But on Anchor Radio FM. So go over and download the app and watch your broadcast, which you turn into a podcast, grow. This is Pastor Sutton, Walk in Truth Radio Podcast. Always want you to be encouraged and be blessed and be at peace. And remember, walk in truth on Anchor Radio. Peace. Hello, this is Pastor Jay with Walk in Truth Radio Podcast and Senior Pastor of Walk in Truth Christian Fellowship Church. I always get a question. How do I find you other than Facebook? Well, all you have to do from your smartphone or computer is Google Walk in Truth Radio, Dr. James Sutton. And there will be many platforms to listen to the broadcast from. You pick the one that you enjoy. We are on every podcast platform. If you go to your favorite podcast platform and just search Walk in Truth Radio, you'll see the footprint, and that's us. You can subscribe there or simply Google us and listen to the latest broadcast of Walk in Truth Radio, where we teach the Bible line by line and verse by verse. So again, Google Walk in Truth Radio with Dr. James Sutton and look for the icon of the footprint in the sand. Peace.